from Sunjet Studios in Miami, this is Disney Jeopardy! Please welcome today's contestants. No one's too tough, no one's too big, but he may be a green pig, but with glasses on, he's not too sure. Say hi to Cobb! No one knows that this brown duck can always be good, but fear not, he's good. Say hello to Bill, and our returning champion, a penguin who loves to feel like an emperor penguin, but she is anyway. Say hi again to Aurora, whose one day cash winnings total $5,342. And now, here is the host of Disney Jeopardy, Astrobot. Hey! Thank you so much, thanks Miguel. Hello everybody, and welcome. As you see, this place may be different, but yeah, welcome to Disney Jeopardy. We're glad you're here today, and we're finally here. Welcome to episode 4 of the show. I'm so glad you're here with us. Today, we've got 26 new clues waiting to be tackled on. Who's gonna get their eyes on the prize? Let's find out today. As you already know, in our previous episode, Aurora managed to come back from behind and finish strong, winning $5,342 in our previous game, defeating two-game champion Allie. And now, she's here today against two new challengers, Bill and Cobb, who's hoping to dethrone her from the champion's seat. Let's find out, shall we? But first, a refresher of the rules. 5 clues on the board, each with 5 clues each, ranging from $200 to $1,000. At the end of the 25 clues, there will be a Final Jeopardy round. All $200 clues will be given first, then $400, $600, $800, and $1,000. Remember, if you get the response correct, you'll get money. But be careful, incorrect responses will cost you money. So be careful. And as always, the contestant with the most amount of cash at the end of the game will be today's Disney Jeopardy champion, and will play again in the next game. No doubt about that. It's always good to be proud of this. Shall we? Yeah, I thought so too. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into the gameplay. Here are the categories for episode 4 of Disney Jeopardy. They are, first up, Tangled. That is a category special focused entirely to Tangled. Released in 2010 as Disney's 50th animated motion picture. So remember that. The next category is The Boss. Yes, the boss himself, Walt Disney. We can always do that. No. After that is Tomorrowland, which is a theme park category. So remember that. Fourth category, look, new toys, which is new toys introduced in the Toy Story franchise from Disney and Pixar. So keep that in mind. And the final category is tasty. I love tasty foods. So remember that. Anyways, here is the board. So get ready, guys. This should be a pretty interesting one. So without further ado, let's get started. First up, it's Tangled for 200. Eugene Fitzherbert would rather go by this name. Aurora, who is Sly Dude? I'm sorry, no, you're off to a bad start, Aurora. Anybody else? Bill, who is Flynn Rider. That's what we're looking for. Yes, you got it, Bill. You're on the board with $200. Now here's the boss for 200 for the very first time. Finish the Walt Disney quote. I only hope that we never lose sight of one thing. That it was... Cobb, what is our hope of animation that stays alive? Tough break for you, Cobb, because you are incorrect. I'm sorry. Anybody else? Aurora, what is a wish your heart makes? Also incorrect. Your shot at this, Bill. Bill, what is all started by a mouse? Make it 2 in a row for you, Bill, because you are correct. You have now doubled your score to $400. Good job. Here's Tomorrowland for the very first time. This is worth $200. With the original of the ride built in Shanghai Disneyland, this new coaster made its debut at the Magic Kingdom in 2023. Cobb, what is Tron Lifecycle Run? That's it, Cobb, you got it! You're out of the hole for now, you're back to $0. And now here's, look, new toys for 200. Toy Story 2, a brave cowgirl who is also a ragdoll. Aurora, who is Bo Peep? Bo Peep is not the one, I'm sorry about that, so you're down to negative 600. Anybody else? Cobb, who is Jessie? That is correct, Jessie is the one we're looking for, so you now have $200 in the bank. Let's finish off the $200 round. This one is for Tasty. For the very first time, this is for 200. The legendary place to grab a slice and hit the arcade in Toy Story. Bill, what is Pizza Universe? Well, pizza is the right word, but universe is not. So unfortunately, Bill, you are incorrect. Anybody else? Cobb, what is Pizza Galaxy? Also incorrect. I'm sorry, Cobb. This is your chance, Aurora. Aurora, what is Pizza Planet? That is correct. You got it. Aurora is back to negative 400 as Pizza Planet is the legendary place to grab slides and hit the arcade. So you now have negative $400 as we come to the end of the $200 round. And would you look at that? Our set is back to its full glory. I'm so happy you're here with us. So thank you so much for being with us today. I'm happy. We're glad you chose to stay with us. Anyways, let's take a look at the scores. So after the $200 round, Bill is in the lead with $200. So he's sitting in first place. Second place goes to Cobb, who has no money in the bank, but he has yet to come on top. And in third place, our reigning champion, Aurora, it has negative $400. She has yet to come on the board. As things are about to change for the wheel, we're about to enter the $400 round. Alright, let's get into it. Here's Tangled for $400. Look out for this trusty kitchen item. Rapunzel might be swinging one at you. Bill, what is a spatula? No, that's incorrect. I'm sorry, Bill. You're in the red for now. Anybody else? Cobb, what is a steak knife? Another good guess, Cobb, but also incorrect. Your shot at this, Aurora. Aurora, what is a frying pan? And that is correct. Good job. You're out of the hole for now. You're back to $0. Now here's the boss again, this time for $400. Before creating Mickey, Walt created this lucky rabbit, who he eventually lost the rights to. Cobb, who is Oslo? Well, the first two letters, O and S, are correct, but Oslo is not what we're looking for. So therefore, Cobb, you are wrong. I'm sorry about that. Anybody else? Aurora, who is Oscar? No, that's also incorrect. I'm sorry, Aurora. Your chance at this, Bill. Bill, who is Oswald? Oswald the Lucky Rabbit is correct. That's what we're looking for. So you're back to $200, and you're back on the plus side again, Bill. We're heading back to Tomorrowland again. This time, it is for $400. While he's not robbing casinos in Ocean's 11, this actor can be seen leading the cast in the Tomorrowland film. Cobb, who is George Clooney? Yes, that's it. You are correct, Cobb. So you're back up to negative 400 with 2 clues left in the $400 round. We go back down to, look, new toys for $400. Toy Story 4. He thinks he's trash. Aurora, who is Forky? That's right. You're starting from scratch again. You're at $0. As we're down to the final clue of the $400 round. Now here's the final clue in the $400 round. This one isn't tasty. Here's the clue. Lady and the Tramp shares some spaghetti behind this Italian restaurant, also found in the Magic Kingdom. Bill, what is Charlie's? Good guess, Bill, but unfortunately that's incorrect. I'm sorry. Anybody else? Aurora, what is Tony's? Tony's Town Square Restaurant is correct. So you now have $400 to end the $400 round as we get closer to the $600 round. Wow, that was a lot of guessing. Sorry, all that hard work for nothing. But let's take a look at the scores. So as we head into the $400 round, the $600 round, Aurora currently has $400, so she's in the lead. She's our reigning champion. In second place, Bill has negative $200, so he's got a lot of catching up to do. And third place, Cobb is in last place. He is now in third place with negative $400, but anything can change as we now enter the $600 round. Now let's move on to the $600 round. This one starts with Tangled for $600. Uh-oh, word is a bunch of ruffians with interesting hobbies hang out at this pub. Bill, what is the Lucky Duckling? Too bad for you, Bill. I'm sorry, but that is incorrect. Anybody else wants to come up with the correct response? Aurora, what is the Snuggly Duckling? Good for $600. You now have $1,000 even. This is a close game, folks. Now we move on to the boss, again, this time for $600. While Walt is often credited with running the creative side of the business, his loyal brother took care of the numbers and finances. Cobb, who is Roy E. Disney? Roy Disney is correct, but Edward is not his middle name, so therefore, Cobb, we cannot accept your answer. Therefore, your answer is incorrect. I'm sorry. Anybody else? Bill, who is Frank Wells? Frank Wells is not Walt's brother, so therefore, your answer is wrong. I'm sorry, Bill. This is your chance, Aurora. Aurora, who is Roy O. Disney? Roy Oliver Disney is correct. That's the way we do it. Whew. So you now have 1,600. And the others are in the red. That's a lot. You might be one-sided opponent at this time. Now we go back to Tomorrowland, this time for $600. The only Disney Castle Park to not feature a Tomorrowland. Aurora, what is Hong Kong Disneyland? No, that's not it. I'm sorry. Anybody else? Cobb. What is Tokyo Disneyland? Also incorrect. I'm sorry. Your chance at this, Bill. Bill. What is Disneyland Paris? Yes, that is correct. Disneyland Paris has Discoveryland instead of Tomorrowland. So therefore, you're back to negative $800. That was a good one. So yeah, time flies. We go back now to look, new toys for 600. Toy Story 3. Smells like strawberries. Cobb. Who is Fatso? No, that is incorrect, I'm afraid. So you're down to negative 2200, I'm afraid. Anybody else? Aurora. Who is Hugso? He's still not the one, I'm afraid, so you're down to 400. Your chance at this, Bill. Bill. Who is Lotso? Lotso Huckleberry is correct. So you now have negative $200 at the moment as we're down to the final clue of the $600 round. This final clue is in Tasty for 600. Here it is. Head to Paris to dine at this establishment where rats run the kitchen. Cobb. What is Linguini's? Oof, that's not it, I'm afraid. So we had to take $600 away from you. Anybody else? Aurora. What is Rebby's? Yes, Rebby is a rat, but unfortunately that is not what we're looking for. So therefore, Aurora, your response is incorrect, I'm afraid. Your chance at this, Bill. Bill. What is Gusteau's? That's what we were looking for, Bill. You are correct, and now you have $400 to end this $600 round. Well, it's getting dark out there, but I don't know if we can get this done before sundown. But either way, you'll still get this. Let's take a look at the scores as we head into the $800 round. Wow, a big change in standings so far. Bill now takes the lead with $400. He is now in first place. I'm going to take him down, dethroning our reigning champion, Aurora, who has negative $200. She's now in second place. And in third place, Cobb has negative $2,800. He's got to get out of the hole. And that can change in the $800 round. We start the $800 round, this time with Tangled for $800. The story of Tangled takes place in this kingdom. Bill, what is Corona? And that is correct. Corona is where Tangled takes place, so you now have $1,200 at the moment. We move on now to The Boss for $800. Main Street, USA takes inspiration from Walt's hometown, which is located in the great state of Missouri. Cobb, what is Kansas City? I'm sorry, no, Cobb. Anybody else? Bill, what is St. Louis? Also incorrect, Bill, I'm afraid. Your chance at this, Aurora? Aurora, what is Marceline? Yes, that is what we're looking for here. Marceline is correct, so you now have $600, and you're out of the hole for now. Now here's Tomorrowland again for $800. Space Mountain in Walt Disney World features 2 separate tracks, each with their own unique name. Aurora, what are Sigma and Phi? Incorrect, Aurora, so you're back in the red again. Anybody else? Bill, what are Beta and Delta? Also not in, I'm afraid, so you're in the red as well, Bill. Your chance at this, Cobb. Cobb, what are Alpha and Omega? Yes, Cobb, you are correct. Alpha and Omega are the 2 tracks that are featured in Space Mountain at Walt Disney World, so you're back up to negative 2,800 at the moment. Here's Look, new toys again for $800. Toy Story 3. Barbie compliments him on his ascot. Cobb, who is John? No, that's not it, I'm afraid, so you're back to negative 3,600 at the moment. Anybody else? Aurora, who is Ken? He's just Ken, and you are correct, so you're back out of the hole for now. You now have $600 at the moment as we come to the final clue of the $800 round. Here's Tasty for one final time. This one is worth $800. After Prince Naveen rolls up his sleeves and helps Tiana achieve her dream of opening her own restaurant, the 2 converted a warehouse into this place. Bill, what is Tiana's castle? Good guess, Bill, but that is incorrect. Yeah, that is incorrect, I'm afraid. Anybody else? Aurora, what is Tiana's palace? Tiana's palace is correct, so you now have $1,400 to close out the $800 round. What a finish. Wow! Now I can see better than the light. That's much better than usual, so I love it. That was a lot of fun, I guess. Anyways, let's take a look at the scores. So after that big $800 round, Aurora takes the lead. She's our reigning champion, and she currently has $1,400. She is in first place, while in second place, Bill has negative $1,200. That is pretty good. And so He's got to get out of the red. And in third place, Cobb has negative $3,600. He must get his out as we make our way towards the $1,000 round. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment of truth. The $1,000 round. You know what to do. Hit it! Yep, that's right. It is the $1,000 round, and anything can change in the final 5 clues before Final Jeopardy. All eyes are on us. Let's hope for the best as we get you ready for this one final journey. Let's do it. We kick off the $1,000 round with Tangled for one final time. This is for 1,000. Early in the film, Rapunzel finds Pascal during a game of hide and seek, giving her this many wins over her little friend. Bill, what is 33? No, sorry, that's too bad. Anybody else? Cobb, what is 22? Precisely, Cobb. You now have minus $2,600 with 4 clues left before Final Jeopardy. Now we meet the boss, one final time. This is worth 1,000. Obsessed with trains, Walt eventually built one in his own backyard to give kids in the neighborhood rides around his property. Remind me, what did he call his railroad again? Bill, what is the Carolwood Central? Not the type of Carolwood we're looking for, Bill, so you dig deeper into the hole. Anybody else? Aurora, what is the Carolwood Pacific? Good for 1,000. You now have $2,400 in the bank with 3 clues left. Time now for our final visit to Tomorrowland. This is worth 1,000. Here it is. The Tomorrowland People Mover travels through the top of this gift shop after glancing down at Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger spin. Aurora, what is Merchant of Venus? Not the store we're looking for, I'm afraid, so I had to take $1,000 away from you. Anybody else? Cobb, what is Club Cool? That's still not it, I'm afraid. Your chance at this, Bill. Bill, what is Star Traders? Star Traders is correct! That's... And with that, you now have negative 2,200 as we're down to the final 2 clues before Final Jeopardy. Look! New toys! Here they are again for one final time. It is for 1,000. Toy Story 4. This hilarious pair are voiced by Key and Peele. Bill, who are Puppy and Kitty? No! Sorry, Bill. Anybody else? Aurora, who are Ducky and Bunny? Ducky and Bunny are correct, so that means we add $1,000 to your total, so you now have $2,400 as we're down to the final clue before Final Jeopardy. It's time to get tasty for one final time for 1,000. Here's the clue. In Monsters Incorporated, Mike Wazowski dines out with Celia May at this fancy sushi restaurant before it's evacuated after Boo makes an unwelcome appearance. Aurora, what is Sushi Palace? No, that's not it, I'm sorry. Anybody else? Bill, what is Harryhausen's? That is correct, Bill. You now have negative 2,200 to end the game and take us to Final Jeopardy. Well, it all comes down to this, the moment of truth. We take a look at the scores before Final Jeopardy. I can't watch. Anyways, yeah, but, oh yes, now I can watch. Let's take a look, shall we? So as you can see, Aurora is our reigning champion. She has $1,400 going into Final Jeopardy, but Bill and Cobb cannot because they're in the red. They cannot participate in Final Jeopardy, but they cannot compete in Final Jeopardy. But unlike regular Jeopardy, everyone must compete. So therefore, I gotta add something to the mix as always. There we go, all fixed. Bill and Cobb's scores are now positive again, and I added $1,000 to individual scores. So now, Cobb is now the new leader with $4,600, Bill in second place with $3,200, and Aurora in third place with $2,400. With that in mind, it is time now for Final Jeopardy. This will determine who will become today's Disney Jeopardy champion. The category for today is Walt Disney World. Players, if you think you know your knowledge about Walt Disney World in general, well, get ready because we live in Florida and Orlando is just 2 hours from here. So that should be pretty fun. Anyways, players, make your wagers now. Alright, players, your time is up. That was a lot of wagering, my friends, but is that enough to cover it all? Well, let's find out together with the final clue. Let's not waste your time. Let's get into it. Here is the final clue in episode 4 of Disney Jeopardy. This will determine who will become today's Disney Jeopardy champion. It's Final Jeopardy, and the category is Walt Disney World. Here is the clue. Connecting the Magic Kingdom, Epcot, and multiple deluxe resorts, the Walt Disney World monorail spans over 14 miles in total track. In order to carry the millions of guests to and from the parks, the system runs this number of trains, each identified by a different color stripe. You got 30 seconds, players. Good luck. Alright, players, your time is up. You guess you had enough responses for one day. Well, too bad, because only one of you can become today's Disney Jeopardy champion. Let's take a look and see who it is right now. Let's see how well you did. We start with our reigning champion, Aurora, who had 2,400 going into Final Jeopardy. She got it in the nick of time. What did she put on as her response? What is 24? And unfortunately, I gotta say to you, no, that is incorrect. I'm very sorry. There are not 24 trains. There are not 24 trains in the Walt Disney World monorail system. So unfortunately, your response is incorrect. How much is it going to cost you? It's going to cost you big, $1,287. Oof, that's a big wager. Let's deduct that from your total. So with that big wager, you lost big. You're finished with $1,113. You finished in third place. And you will not be a Disney Jeopardy champion again today. But let's see how Bill does. He had 3,200. Let's see how he did. We come next to Bill, who has $3,200 going into Final Jeopardy. He must get his response correctly. What did he put as his response? What is 12? And yes, Bill, that is correct. Yes, there are exactly 12 trains running across the Walt Disney World monorail system, taking guests from the Walt Disney World Resort. Whether it's the Magic Kingdom, Epcot, any of the luxury resorts, or even the Transportation and Ticket Center, there are indeed 12 trains running on the system. So with that, your response is correct. Let's see how much you're going to add to your total. You're going to add $2,680 to your total. Yes, a big payday for you. Good job, Bill. Let's add that to your total. So you finished with a big payday for you, Bill. You now have $5,883, and you might be a Disney Jeopardy champion in the future. But let's hope Cobb can do the same. If he gets it correct, then Cobb will be the new Disney Jeopardy champion. Let's see how he does. So Cobb has 4,600 going into Final Jeopardy. He must get his response correctly if he wants to become the Disney Jeopardy champion. Is he thinking of 12? No! What is 48? I'm sorry, no, that's not it, I'm afraid. So it all depends on your wager. Did you go big or did you go small? You went big! $3,164. Ouch! Ouch! Double ouch! That's a big that's a big loss for you. Let's deduct that from your total. So with that big loss, Cobb finishes with $1,436, but that's not enough because Aurora has been dethroned by a new champion with $5,883. Bill is the new Disney Jeopardy champion. Congratulations! So with that, I present to you your new Disney Jeopardy champion, and his name is Bill. He came from behind and now finishes strong. Bill is today's Disney Jeopardy champion, and now he has a one-day total of $5,883. He'll be back in episode 5 to compete against 2 new challengers next time. And that does it for episode 4 of Disney Jeopardy. If you like what you saw, please leave a like and consider subscribing so you don't miss a single episode of the show. As we're on the road to 5,600 subscribers, please be careful. Please be careful when you subscribe because there might be some bots out there. Anyways, I'm a bot like me. So thanks so much. Anyway, with that being said, for me guys, this is I'm Bot signing out for Disney Jeopardy. Thank you for watching. Like, favorite, subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Laters.